Hello and welcome back to the Parkland design series. And in this one, we're kind of toying with a few thoughts, but in the meantime, probably just going to do some background planting. So, with the clubhouse area done, the major things I need to do are really flesh out the external parts of the plot. Um, Probably through copy paste planting because autogen tends to be giant, but I might have a look at some of that. I also want to work out if I'm going to have a little village up here or not, and also do I want something closer to the clubhouse area to tie that together? Maybe, maybe not. So those are things to look at. Additionally, I did look at whether I did think about whether I could put a path through anywhere else. Particularly, you may remember I noted that I don't have one going in this sort of direction. I just don't really see somewhere that would kind of work. And also, I think the course really needs it. 17, 14 are at different angles, as is 8, as is 10. So, whilst they're kind of heading, broadly speaking, in the same direction, ironically away from the sun, given previous games and how we used to do that, it's like I don't think it's a change that needs to happen. So, I'm going to think about it as I do, just tidy up holes and things, but really the main focus is now just fleshing on the outside. So, we're going to go to a time lapse, do all of that, enjoy. Okay, so that'll about do it for this episode. Annoyingly, you'll have seen that this recording cut out at one point just when I was doing some of the roads in here. I've added the time back on. It was about 3 minutes, I think I missed, maybe a little bit less. But basically, you can see we've got a lot of the detail work on the outside of the course. Not detail, sorry. Some of the like background planting. Now that's happened in two ways, and I could do this more neatly, but I don't think it will ultimately matter that much. A lot of the copy pasting with kind of smaller trees, the reason I don't tend to do this for the rest of the stuff is that it's really hard to get the scaling right. So what you'll then see me doing is moving the land underneath it to raise the trees up. So for example, this bit, if I wanted to make that a bit closer to where everything else is, I might just bump up the land a little bit more, and you can start seeing that it kind of looks a bit more like it should. So that'll be one thing that I look at doing as well, just to tidy this up. But I thought this was a good natural place to stop. Additionally, to try to lose some of the empty space, I've lowered down the edge of the plot so that hopefully you don't see any of that. But I might have to do that a little bit further still later on. Then otherwise, the stuff that I copied and pasted was generally the kind of more muted colours. And so you'll have seen me go back in and highlight with some of the yellows and reds and things. Or oranges. The reason for that is that I find you can see the yellows really stand out at a distance, and I didn't want too many of those going in there, but I'll probably try dotted and put a couple more. And then finally, we've just done this little village area here, and then another one over here. I didn't want to do too much, but it's a couple of little highlight areas that just make the course feel a bit more grounded in kind of place. In reality, I should probably put some other stuff down here, but I don't really fancy doing that. So yeah, that's this episode. I think the next one we'll do is just a play test and we'll make some notes. So see you then.